Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRFBets race of the day for Friday, March the 1st, race number 4 at the Big A. We're going a one-turn mile. This is a maiden special weight for New York breds 3-year-olds and up. And the morning line favorite is a 3-year-old taking on older horses. You can bet this Aqueduct card with the DRFBets account. When you sign up at bets.drf.com, you get to double your action. You bet 100 and you get 100. Here's the field of New York bred maidens. Again, a one-turn mile at Aqueduct. Carded is race number 4. You can access free formulator past performances on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Download them and handicap along with us. We'll take the field in post-position order, beginning with the number 1 Freudian Analyst. 20th time the charm, Mike?
I mean, I guess if anything's possible, I suppose. This horse doesn't really look that competitive, though. You know, he's made every start of his career on dirt so far. 16 times he's run on dirt, all of them in the maiden claiming ranks without success. He'll try maiden special weight this time, 8 days after basically finishing nowhere, going a mile and an eighth last time. I don't know, Dan. I don't see the race that makes you want to bet this horse.
Last time he hit the board was November 17th, and he was beaten a country mile that day. He obviously has to improve. I wouldn't argue with anyone that wants to take the lightly raced or unraced horse in this race. You've got a field full of Freudian Analysts, but Celtic Mission, the number 2, is not one of them. He is a second-time starter by Mission Impossible out of the Grade 1 winning dam Celtic Melody, who won the Humana Distaff. Now, this horse did not do much running first out for Bill Mott, but is getting blinkers. That race was over a wet track. He is completely unexposed, and at 10-1 in the morning line, I find really no problems.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if he's going to be around 10-1, he's a horse. If nothing else, you have to use him somewhere. I would obviously be more willing to give him a pass for his debut if he had done any running at all. I mean, he basically didn't lift a foot first time out. Didn't take any money that day. I don't know, just considering the field he's running against there, I think you have to think of him as a contender in this race. But man, he didn't do a lick of running first time out.
After 23 consecutive failures in maiden claiming competition, the number 3 Teresa's Boy is back in the state-bred maiden special weight ranks. Improved performance last time out, going 9 furlongs over a sloppy track, finishing second behind runaway odds-on winner Run for Boston. But you look at this Colts Figs, he just really hasn't improved over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, he really hasn't. He's not really that competitive. I mean, he's got a little bit of speed. I think the one-turn mile is probably better for him than the longer distance he went last time. I don't know, Dan. He's got a top buyer on dirt in the low 50s. I don't see how somebody can't step up and run a better race than that in here, but at least he'll be forward. Maybe he gets the right trip in this race and gets a piece.
The number 4 is Martini Lane, and this is a horse that's failed 9 times in maiden claiming competition. This will be the first start in special weights. I want to know what you thought the plan was last time out, because this horse broke very well, was prompting the odds-on favorite down towards the inside. Probably could have went to the lead if wanted to, and the next thing you know, got shuffled all the way back entering the far turn and then didn't do any running after that. I thought all in all for Martini Lane, it wasn't the worst effort in the world, and the horse that finished in front of him came right back to win a claimer with a 54 buyer.
Yeah, in a lot of ways it was the best race he's run. I'm with you. It was sort of a puzzling ride because he certainly had a chance to get up there, secure the rail, be part of that pace, and then just see what happens. Instead, they elected to take back out of there, and he just didn't run through the stretch. I mean, obviously, he's not that good. You can see from his 9 career starts so far, he just doesn't have that much ability. But last time, maybe that's the best race he's ever run.
The 5 is Kalala Bay, and as we take a look at the Timeform U.S. pace projector, Kalala Bay is expected to set the pace. We don't have pace data, of course, for the first-time starter and morning line favorite, the number 7 Invest. But if this pace projector plays out, this is a great spot against this kind of field for Kalala Bay, who had a similar situation as Martini Lane last time out. He was tracking the pace inside. The apprentice tried to come through inside the leader entering the turn, and the next thing you know, he got shuffled back a little bit. That being said, once he turned into the stretch, he didn't really change leads and he didn't really do any running.
Yeah, he had to study a little bit on the backstretch there. I guess that cost him a little bit in that race. To me, of the horses who have run, you know, maybe he's just the one that you want. He's not that good. I actually had a little thing for this horse early on. I thought his debut way back in 2018, January of 2018, I thought that was a deceptively good performance, but he hasn't really improved from there. He does have speed. Dylan should put him on the lead in this race and see if he can wire this field.
So he did have a little bit of trouble last time out. A positive rider switch here. He's a half to the stakes brace sprinter Decorated Jen. He goes out for the very strong Jimmy Jerkins barn, and the 6th place finisher of the last race at least came back to hit the board with a 65 buyer against state-bred maidens. Golconda is the 6th, and for speed figure fans, Golconda is where you're going to go. I think 1 1/8 just a little bit too far last time out, and I don't think it helped that he prompted a 3-ply pace while in between horses for the first 5 furlongs or so. Now, he was no match for the favorite, Battle of Saratoga, but he hung on gamely enough for second, and if you believe the pace projector, a pretty good trip is probably coming, tracking or stalking on the outside with no traffic in his path.
Yeah, I mean, of the experienced horses, you either want Kalala Bay or you want this horse, I suppose. This horse does have the top dirt buyer in the field. It's a 59 for whatever that's worth. I guess he ran okay last time. 2 starts back on his card, which is also 3 starts back for Kalala Bay. You know, that's maybe the race that you want to focus in on a little more. They dead heated for second in that spot behind a 3-5 favorite. You know, I don't know, maybe Kalala Bay did a little more running that day, though. He actually contested the pace with the 3-5 favorite before he got tired. Golconda sat it out, came running through the stretch too late, got up for a share a second. I don't think either one of them's that good, though, Dan, but if you're going to use experienced horses, they're probably the 2 right ones.
In a race with several proven losers, you want the one that's never lost, the one that's never started. The 7 Invest is the 2-1 morning line favorite. This is a son of Kentucky Derby winner Super Saver. He sold for $100,000 as a yearling, then went for $240,000 last year after breezing a furlong in 10-2. Super Saver connects with 10% older debut winners, but this dam was a multiple stakes winning sprinter that won the career debut. The second dam, a Grade 1 stakes winner. This is a very strong Ned Evans family.
Yeah, the pedigree's all there for this horse. I think, you know, more than anything else, though, Linda Rice has just found a really, really good spot to debut this horse in. Who knows if he can run, Dan, but it looks like he's got enough pedigree to do it. His works look fine. It looks like Linda was trying to get him a debut as a 2-year-old last summer, but she had to stop on him in July. He's been back working since November. We'll see if he can run. If he can, all he has to do is run, I don't know, a buyer of about 60. It'll probably be good enough in this field. Linda Rice, she's better with second-time starting maidens than she is first-time out, but over the past 2 years, she has had 12 debut winners on dirt, and 5 of the 12 broke their maidens going 1 mile around 1 turn on the main track. So she can get horses like this to run, and if this horse can run at all, Dan, how could he find a better spot than this?
The 8 is Dublin Green, first time gelding, turf to dirt. We haven't seen this horse since Saratoga. He has raced 5 times. He has finished ahead of exactly 1 horse, and that came on turf.
I mean, it's just really hard to recommend this horse in this race, even considering the field that he's running against. He hasn't really shown anything on the track so far. Maybe being a new gelding will help him.
Let's take a look at our top selection for the DRFBets Friday race of the day. You're going with Invest. I don't blame you at all. First-time starter for Linda. Should show at least a little bit of speed. We see a couple of bullet workouts on the tab. And as we mentioned, does not have to be much to win this race. But he is a 3-year-old trying a 1-turn mile. Even with those Linda successful stats with first-time routers, I'm going to take Golconda. He has the fig advantage. I think if he runs his usual race and some of these horses run their usual races, he's going to win. Give me numbers.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it was just all about, you know, whether you want to bet Invest to win or not, I think you have to use them against this kind of field. And then for me, it was just about who else do you want to use? I wanted to use the 2 Celtic Mission, but he just didn't do enough running for me first time out. The 5 and the 6 seem like the 2 logical horses to also use.
All right, Mike's looking at 7, 5, 6, and 2. I'm going 6, 5, 4, and 3. Race number 4 is your DRFBets Friday race of the day. Play the card, play the race with a DRFBets account. Double your action with DRFBets. Ready, set, bet. Approximate post time for the 4th at the Big A on Friday, 2:29 Eastern. Good luck.